test from my phone to see if I can go live in the train shed. I've got the Wi-Fi extender. It's not working as this far around in the shed, but the phone might do, so I'm just checking if this actually does work or not. If there's anyone out there looking in, it'd be great if you could let me know. But it's just a test anyway. This is just a test. I'll come back and watch it in a minute just to see if it's working okay. I've no reason to think it isn't. Now I'm really far down in the train room at the other end, the far end now, so if it works here, I'm a happy bunny. Time will tell. I see I've got one watcher. I can't see any writing. Hello, whoever's watching. Fine. I can't see any. All right, Eugene, thank you. Can you hear me? Everything all right? Mystic, hello, hello. Hello, Robin Evans. Smallwood, hello. Oh, that's great. It's actually working. We're live from the new train room. Splendid. Ahoy, hoy, Mystic, my old fruit. Good to see you. So, we're just having a quick tour. I'm no longer going to put the triple turnouts here. I'm not putting those here now. I just don't have the room. But I am going to put the station here still. I'm going to have platform. So there'll be 3 sets of platforms. The station will be just above ground there. Coming down onto these. I'm going to raise the ground along the back there. All the way to these tracks. That's going to be raised all the way down to bottom corner. And the corner will be raised. This is where the sidings are going. Starman. Yeah, it's quite big, isn't it? Yeah, it took a while to get organised, but it's 30 by 12 feet eventually, once we got everything sorted. And this is the little peninsula that's going to run the sidings like a goods yard, and we're going to put a few buildings on here as well. I hope you're well, Eugene, Starman and Mystic. Robin Evans, I hope you're well. And everyone else who's watching, thank you very much for logging in. I'm just experimenting with it. It's good, is this? So this is where the pull-out section is, the lift-out section. There's going to be 2 roads in, 2 lines out. That's not decided yet. This one's already in and cut to perfection, ready to slot in. I'm waiting for some other things to come. There's some couplers that you get, and you fix them onto a track like this, and they lock into one another, so I can have the track sticking over either side and just drop it in, and it levels up with them. Look at my dirty fingers. So I've just been tinkering. This track is up and running. In fact, why don't we all have a quick look at a loco running around? I'll put a test loco on. We'll switch the juice on. Hiya, Dwight. Good to see you. Yeah, there's going to be bridges, brother. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. So this is the little fella running around, the Falcon. I've no things in yet, but you're all seeing for the first time a loco running. Might crash into those boxes before I can get round. Let's see what happens. No, it's scooted past them. It's running perfect all the way up here. I will have to stop it though because the pull-out section isn't in. Thanks, Mystic. Hello, Zoe Lee, bro. Hope you're well. Hiya, Cheryl. Hope you're well. Thanks for looking in. Yeah, there's going to be a bridge, and there's going to be higher sections, and then there's going to be a 3rd rail, a 3rd line. Thanks, Dwight. there's going to be a third line coming in, and that third line is going to be above ground. It's going to hit some of the higher ground and rest on that. All right. I've got loads of buildings. May as well come into these buildings down here. These are the buildings I've taken off the old layout. There's a lot more to come off yet. And that side is some buildings that I've built that haven't been on any layout yet. And they're waiting to come onto this layout. So I have another dozen or more buildings still in the old train shed to come across. And we're going to build a beautiful city. Buffering, right. Can trains go uphill? They can go up a gradient, bro, as long as it's not too steep. They reckon between 2 and 4%. And they can do it, yeah. There's a famous one near London called the Lickey Incline. And that used to need bank engines to push stuff up. But the first time in real life that this Falcon went up the Lickey Incline, the bank engine, this shot up carrying the Master Cutler, and the bank engine went up behind it and couldn't catch up to it. Didn't need it. So we're just going to send this one. We're going to bring him back now. I'm so pleased that it's working. And we've got a signal. So you're all witnessing the first inaugural run of the Falcon on the inner loop. And the thing is, I have started making a video and put a little running session with this on the video, just going down this line and back, and said that's the first look. So if you're watching the video, that would be your first look if you haven't seen the live. But this is happening right before your eyes. There we go, the Falcon. I'll be buffering till noon. So, that's all it is. Just have a look around. We may as well have a look around. I've got my pictures in there. That's hi brother Tim, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you in here. So I'm just showing everyone around the new room. So that's I've got my wife's wedding picture up, and then we go around to some inspirational Apollo, Sputnik, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla. And there's my wife, really. That's Ron. I don't know who that is. Ron got me that. Railroad crossing sign over here. That's the pirate ship that Tammy and Ray very generously sent to me. That's my two dogs that are no longer with us, Zeus and Bear. And that's a lovely Class 66 that Rachel took the photo of and sent to me. This is where the magic happens down here. Hiya Nathan, thanks for coming in. This is where all the paints are, my little radio, paint brushes. I'm not 100% organised yet, but I'm getting there. All the good stuff there. Paint booth over there, my Hoover. These are all the models I've yet to build that I've got in the stock. A few Spectrums, Walthers, scale model machinery and some other little bits. Then I've got my static grass tuft making machine in here, and that is the chamber I use to make them. So I sit that over the machine, and I can access from both sides. It saves the static grass flying everywhere. If you've used one of them tuft makers, you'll know exactly what I mean. The grass will go everywhere. Thank you, brother. Hiya, Dean. Good to see you. For those of you that don't know, my old dad did work on the Falcon, on the development of that, and a very dear friend of mine actually bought that locomotive after talking to me and sent it to me. and that friend is Timo Blue Tree, and he's a very dear friend and a very knowledgeable friend as well. And I've got nothing but respect for you, brother. I'm glad you're liking what you see. So, and what else have I got in these now? I've got all the paint, the clamps and everything in there. Those are just some spray paints and dull varnish. Soldering gear in there. This has got airbrush cleaning stuff, the cord to the Wi-Fi, screen cleaners, spare airbrush, and little one of them cleaning baths. What do they call it? Ultrasonic, isn't it? There I've got a UV light for curing the printed stuff, and I've got a Dremel type of deal in there, some other stuff. This has got tons of junk still. In this one I've got the sponges and cloths, the sanding sponges and things, and my jeweller's apron. More glues and sprays and airbrush thinners and stuff. Not very tidy, but it's out of way, isn't it? And that's lots of paints, mixers, drippers and stuff. And then those are all my airbrush paints, dropper paints behind there. I've got all these drawers are full of 3D prints, weathering gear, all my evergreen and what have you, the bits that go with it, my tapes, my blue tack, double-sided tape, loads of 3D prints in here. All those are a lot of pigs and stuff, and that's a little Jeep ready for a scrapyard and some cows. Those are from Model U. That's Kathy Millett there in the pink, and on the pink card. She's yet to come onto this layout. And that, what's that? Some stickers, bits of wires, and some cigarette papers. More electronic stuff, which we won't go into yet. That's my foam cutter. I've only got the small head on it today, so it's just for cutting smaller stuff. As I come round here, all my electronics and stuff like that. There are tools. Yeah, I had all of this. I'd like to get the printer out here because I've another printer in mind, which Ron said she'd get for me, which is the Anycubic Mono 7 with a much larger print base. Lamp posts and all that, like a lot of lamp posts have just arrived today. 40 of these little suckers arrived today. They're all 3 volt, run fantastic. And my specs for close-up work and all cotton buds and various stuff. And up here more electric stuff, more electrics and clips and fasteners. Now round here I've got a drawer just full of bits that I've saved over. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you. There's still a lot under the old layout. A lot of this was in my room upstairs, to be honest, and it was very confined, shall we say, to get round. Now my door's just blown shut, so I'm going to put the lights on. I got these LED lights, and they're good, really good, very bright, very lovely. It'll light us all up during the cold, dark winter and stuff. So we've got around there. But yeah, I had a lot. And now I've got all Celotex under there. My son's chopping saw and stuff is still here, and a big box of screws. More Celotex here and there, because that's all to be used in the landscaping. These are all my die-cast cars. Not going to go into that yet. I have a lot more of them to do. And there's a lot to get into with those, which we won't do right now. Down here I've got more masking tapes and things that I just couldn't find room for, and I've got my detailing stuff in here as well. I've got the jeweler's saw for tiny work. I've got all the sand sticks and what have you, and my little tin there of sponges on a stick. I'll just open that, and That's better. That's where I keep that little set two together. Empty. Now this is where I keep my camera stuff, and this is the one I was going to show you. This rod extends. I can set the camera up on here, and we can push it around the layout, or push it around anywhere we like, and get a different perspective and view. In mobile, I've got a little photographic booth in there with reflective, smaller tripod, lavalier mics, and some rather nice camera clamp holders. That's a very nice one, that. Have you got a glue gun? And that's a good question, Robin Evans. I collected the glue gun, and I had the brand new glue gun in box with all the brand new box of glue and everything, and I put it in my brother's Land Rover, and when we got to my house, I unloaded some things, and he let me forget the glue gun and let me leave it in his Land Rover, and he came in and had his tea. My wife made him a lovely meal, bolognese or something, and then he drove off with my glue gun and my glue sticks, brand spanking new, never been used, still in his Land Rover. And that's where I keep my Hoover, little rechargeable one, and nozzle attachments in there as well, stuff, charger. Here's some of my locos. Moved all my locos now, and some more locos in here. I've got the APT and stuff in a box ready to come out. All my modelling card of different thicknesses, and up here these are printouts. I've had to put those there as well, some more evergreen tubes, but those are my printout curtains and interior details and stuff. This is where I keep my plastic cards and the brick sheets. I bought quite a lot of these brick sheets because they're going to be needed. Oh my achy bones. And I have a lot of shelving down there to build up, which will sit under here and hold most of the stuff that's going to stay in here on display or waiting to be used. So that is about it for the tour. Hiya Jason, good to see you, mate. A secret drawer for midnight snacks. Well, I've got a mini fridge up in my room, but I don't have anything in here, which I could do, couldn't I? I could actually do with that. That's a really good point, is that Mystic. Yeah, we need a pirate's chest full of snacks. There's plenty of room to hide one, isn't there? You know, it can go under this middle section. These pieces of ply are going to make sliding doors along so that we can keep stuff enclosed. But yeah, I can certainly put a snack box in here, a snack box under there. Hiya James, thank you very much, my friend. And so yeah, we'll have to sort that out, but I'd like to bring my, it's just a Mono 2 Anycubic little printer down here, but I have to find somewhere properly to put it. And if I were doing that, I'd like the Mono 7 down here. And then, to be honest, I'd like to do my programming for that down here as well, do it all in-house. At the moment, the printer's still upstairs in my room, and along with the computer. So I'm not too sure what the best solution to that is. That's my trolley full of stuff. I've got the some lighting in there. That's for what I'm using for when I'm making videos close up. I can light the area individually. And in the top of that trolley, I've got some sponge stuff down here, down both alleyways to walk on. Now in here, this little beauty is, I've got all the static grasses and sticky grass and grass tufts and everything in there. I've got the artificial water, the tubs of asphalt for the roads, along with some ready mix filler, Mod Podge, some samples of slate powder, sandstone. That's very good. That's going to come in good for the little beach area and harbour area. Some sticky stuff for gluing down the Celotex, more static grass, and some different shades of scotches in these jars. Different shades, different sizes. Some in there, some ballast, more ballast. And so wherever I'm working, we can just drag this out, this trolley, and wheel it along to the section we're working on. Empty box. Oh, and that's my silly thing. My silly warning to take me art tablet. How inconvenient that was. What's next? That's probably about it, guys and girls, chaps. We've got everything organized. I'm just waiting now for some of these reducers. I'll show you them. I wanted everything in concrete, all the track, but certain stuff's not available in concrete. Now these turnouts are available in concrete, but only in code 75, and all the tracks code 100. Robin Evans would be interested in this because I was explaining it to him the other day. And for those who don't know, hiya Rick at Rick's Trains. Greg, hiya. Thanks for coming. There's two main loops at the moment, Mystic. There's going to be another one, but there's going to be a good few sidings off the main loops. Anyway, to get code 100 to 75 and back again, you got to get these adapters. So there's one in here, one there and one there, so it drops down to 75 and then back to 100, so it's a smooth transition either way. So there's going to be a siding down here, a long siding. It's going to go from about there down here on the outer loop. The inner loop comes around here, and there's going to be quite a few lines branching off this to store all the like a goods yard. And then there's going to be a bigger siding that's going to stretch down this side, and it's going to go I say about 10 or 15 foot siding that way. This is massive improvement. Thank you, Cheryl. Hello, Chimera. The old layout, I didn't have enough storage and sidings, so what would happen is if I was running the intermodal train and I needed to change that for the oil train on the same line, I had to remove the entire damn thing off the tracks. And then that's, as you know, that's the devil's work. Platform 7A, hello, thank you for coming. Hope you're well, my friend. Yeah, I just ended up having to take stuff off and put it back on again, or else not bother running it. As you all know, it's like a 9-foot long train of intermodal carriages together, to take them off and then to put them back on the rails and connect them all takes an hour or two. And yeah, it did me treeing. So this way we're going to have some sidings, so I can park one up, run a different one without a problem, and I can run the advanced passenger train, which I bought a long time ago, and it's only been out for a couple of runs, and that can actually come into the station, down out into a siding like freight compass, and then run the APT back out again, and have all kinds of tinkering about fun like that. So it should all work out pretty well, I'm hoping. Where's my coffee? There, the elixir of life. So that's the drop down section. This is what I've been using. I don't know how many of you have seen this. This is Kathy Millett's book about, what's it called? Building Realistic Model Railroad Scenery. Kathy Millett, we all know, anyone who knows, who's into that knows. Wow, yeah, I've been very careful with that Mystic, and I stopped him up here before anything untoward happened. But I tested. I've got my lift up board there, dropped that into position, and the track lined up perfectly. So I tested him on that. I haven't completed the loop all the way around yet, but that's my next thing to do. Hiya, Jeff. The next thing is the third line. That's going to be an above overhead line above ground for most of its entirety, and that's going to be good fun to put in. And I'm going to have a couple of wide roads that are on bridges that span right across from one side to the other. Obviously, it's not going to be in the gaps, but it's going to give the impression that it follows across the gaps. So yeah, this is what I've been using. This is a view of George Sellius's layout, and there's tons of stuff. She's a damn good modeler, is Kathy, isn't there? And she's got all the stuff there. And if we go right back to the beginning, oh, what's this? Digger, thank you so much for all your support. And then it says, and your help and advice, I wouldn't be where I am without your advice. Kathy Millett. It doesn't say that bit, I made that bit up. But yeah, she was good enough to sign it for me and send me the sticker to stick in there. Hiya, Charlie. Good to see you, mate. The harbour, you can see the makings of it here. This is not its final position. It's just going to be like a seafront. So we see some water going on, and maybe a little part of it as an inlet. I haven't decided yet. One part of this can come further in for the smaller boats and for people to moor the little boats to get out to the big boats and stuff. It's going to be an industrial thing. It's not going to be a quaint little fishing village down Cornwall or in Tenby or something. It's not going to be that. It's going to be an industrial, well-used, dirty old place. And over here, I'm going to put in a harbour as well. It'll be a little bit less industrial than that. It's people will go fishing there. There might be a pipe or two coming out and discharging drain off water. Hi, Adrian. Hello, Eugene. And stuff like that, you know. So there'll be a bit of sand and stuff. So it's not going to be very deep. I might go up another layer with these, so I could have it a little bit deeper, but that's on its way. That's on its way. But I won't be doing a single damn thing with any scenery or scenics until I've got the track down, till I've run the track a few times and made sure I'm happy with everything. Once I am happy and I know it's all going to be okay and it all runs, then I will start on doing some of the landscape work, this type of thing, putting these in, raising the ground, doing the terrain. Then I will think about buildings and then roads, infrastructure and stuff like that. When I've got everything in like that and I'm totally happy, and that can take weeks of moving things around and looking for alternatives, then I will pin the track down and it will be ready for ballasting once I have got the infrastructure and the landscaping in place. If I did it now, I'm stuck with what I've got and I can't possibly alter anything without going to a lot of trouble. So the only one that's fastened down is this section here, where I fasten all this down. I could British trail get unless we put a special order in, and it's incredible. But I'm looking for some American records. I'm more than happy to run. You see, H road about half a little difference with road vehicles and with rolling stock and locals. It doesn't make a lot of difference. You can barely tell. And so a British local can pull a load of American rolling stock, which is good because you've got nice hoppers and nice modifiers and stuff, which we don't have. It's purely and simply sound and kind of only way out. A lot of mills aren't running at full capacity like they used to. And the American buildings, as you know, I've got the apartments here. And guys, sorry about this, but we're live again. We're connected. This is the junkyard that's about to come down. And there's a raised decking going there, and my grotesque statues, the two grotesques that you see there, are being moved. Anyway, thank you all ever so much for looking in. I really appreciate every one of you coming to have a look, see what I'm doing. We now know I can do a lot. There was a bit of something dodgy going on there with a signal. Hiya, Joe Raider, good to see you. Yeah, I'm just showing people around, just having a look round, Joe, but the signal started acting the goat with me. Just showing what I'm up to. And we've got trains running. And I'll get both signals running soon. So, NJ Fishing Maniac, good to see you, my friend. I'm just about to call it a day as we're having some signal problems. And